Okay, I've been staring at this for 10 minutes and I need answers. What is that? Is that a whiteboard? Are we doing sports analysis now? Because that looks like a scoreboard.
It's not a scoreboard. It's my life comparison chart. I made it this morning. See? 2 columns. Them and me.
Them and me. Okay, and who is them? Is that a team? A rival company? I need a face, Jake.
That's the problem. There is no face. Them is everyone. It's my old classmate who speaks 4 languages. It's the guy from university who bought a house. It's a fitness influencer who runs marathons before breakfast. I've merged them all into one terrifying superhuman.
You've built a monster and you're losing to it. That's the most self-destructive hobby I've ever seen. So what's the score then? Give me the damage.
It's bad. Travel? Them 4 countries this year. Me, 1 canceled trip. Languages? Them 4. Me, 1, and I still order coffee wrong. Fitness? Them a marathon. Me, a brisk walk to the fridge. I'm losing on every single row, Emma.
Okay, wait, let me read the last row. Happiness. Them? Question mark. Me? Question mark. You wrote question marks. Why?
Because I genuinely don't know. I see their posts and I assume they're happy, but I can't see it. I can't measure it. It's the one column I can't fill in, and honestly, it's the one I care about most.
So you've built a scoreboard where you're losing on everything, including the one category you can't even see. That's either a cry for help or a podcast topic.
Both. Definitely both.
And hey, English learners, welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. If you've just joined us, you've walked into the middle of a mental health crisis with a whiteboard. I'm Emma, and this is Jake, who has admitted to keeping a comparison chart of his own life against an imaginary superhuman. And that's actually our topic today, comparing yourself to others. It's something every single one of us does, often without noticing. So Jake, since you brought the exhibit, when did this start?
Oh, early. I remember being 7 years old, staring at my friend's handwriting and thinking, why is theirs so neat? I was comparing handwriting at 7. Then it was grades, then sports, then money, then everything. And somewhere along the way, I stopped noticing I was doing it. It just became the background noise of my head. The whiteboard is new. The habit is ancient.
That's the part I recognize. Mine started in my early 20s, when everyone started getting engaged, buying flats, getting promotions. I felt like I was running a race where everyone else had a head start, and nobody had told me the race had started.
A head start. That's exactly the feeling. And it never goes away, does it? You think it'll stop when you've made it, but there's always a new row on the board. The goalposts keep moving. You know, the target keeps getting further away.
I have a specific story about that, actually. 3 years ago, I saw a classmate's post. New job, new city, new everything. And I spent the whole evening feeling small. I sat on the sofa comparing her life to mine, line by line, photo by photo. The next morning, I unfollowed her, and then I felt guilty about it for a week.
Unfollowing isn't mean, Emma. It's self-defense. You're not deleting her. You're deleting the daily reminder that your brain uses against you.
That's what I kept telling myself. But here's the funny part. 6 months later, I ran into her at a mutual friend's wedding, and she told me she'd been going through the hardest year of her life. The job was a nightmare, she'd moved back, everything looked different from the outside. She even apologized for disappearing, and I'd spent an entire evening feeling like a failure next to a photo of her smiling at a rooftop party.
Wow. So the highlight reel, the carefully chosen best moments people post, was showing me a person who didn't exist. And I believed it.
And here's the part I never tell anyone. After that wedding, I quietly refollowed her. Not because I wanted her posts, but because I wanted to test myself. Could I look at her life without feeling small? And you know what? I could. Her posts hadn't changed. I had. Same feed, different eyes.
The scroll didn't change. You did. That's the real lesson of the whole story, isn't it? The problem was never her feed. It was the way I was reading it. Same words, different reader, different meaning.
Exactly.
That's when I first understood. You're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You're weighing your messiest week, the laundry, the tired evenings, the to-do list that never ends, against their best Saturday. It's not a fair fight. It's not even a real fight. It's a fight between a diary and a poster.
And there's an old saying that sums it up. Comparison is the thief of joy. It means comparing yourself to others quietly steals the happiness you already have. I heard it for years and thought it was just a motivational poster. Then I lived it, and suddenly it made sense. Joy doesn't get stolen loudly. It gets nibbled away, one scroll at a time.
It really is a thief, isn't it? You can have a perfectly good day, and one scroll can steal it. One post, one photo, one, "they did what?" And suddenly your day feels smaller.
So here's the question I want to ask you, because I think it's the real heart of this. Is comparison always bad? I've heard people say never compare yourself to anyone, and honestly, that's never worked for me. It's like telling someone to stop breathing.
I want to push back on that, actually. I think comparison is pretty much always bad. It's never once made me feel better. It's never once made me work harder. It just makes me feel behind, like I'm losing.
But wait, let me offer the other side, because I want this to be honest, not one-sided. Sometimes comparison is a compass. When I saw a friend train for a marathon, I thought, I want that. It pushed me off the sofa. If I'd never compared myself to anyone, I'd probably still be watching TV every night.
A compass. Okay, that's a fair point. So sometimes comparison points you towards something, like a goal. But for me, it never feels like a compass. It feels like a mirror that only shows my flaws.
Then maybe the difference is direction. There's upward comparison, looking at people you think are ahead of you. That can crush you, or it can inspire you. And there's downward comparison, looking at people who are struggling more. That gives perspective, but it can also make you smug, which is its own disease.
So the same act, comparing, can go up or down, and the direction changes everything. Upward can motivate or destroy. Downward can humble or make you arrogant. The comparison itself isn't the problem. It's where you point it.
Exactly. And there's even an old expression for the worst kind, keeping up with the Joneses. It means trying to have everything your neighbors have, the same car, the same kitchen, the same holidays. It comes from an old comic strip, and it's been the national sport ever since.
Keeping up with the Joneses. And the cruel joke is the Joneses are always renovating. You get the car, and they get a better one. You book the holiday, and they book a longer one. The treadmill never stops because there's always a new Jones.
And here's the cruelest part of all. The apps are built for this. The algorithm feeds you exactly what makes you feel small, because feeling small keeps you scrolling. Your envy isn't an accident. It's the product. The machine has an interest in your scoreboard. It's not a bug. It's the business model.
The machine has an interest in your scoreboard. That's a dark and very true sentence. So the comparison isn't even always yours. Sometimes it's being handed to you, designed for you, one perfect post at a time.
Which means fighting it is partly a technical problem, not just a personal one. You don't just change your thinking, you change your environment. The people you follow, the time you spend, the feed you feed.
And that's the insight I've landed on after years of this. Compare your today to your yesterday, not your today to someone else's today. Your yesterday is the only fair opponent. They know your starting point. They know how far you've come.
There's a saying in running, run your own race. Don't watch the other runners, don't pace yourself against them, just run your race. And that's it, isn't it? Your race is the only one with your starting line.
So let's get practical, because I think we owe our listeners some real tools. First, curate your feed. Unfollow the accounts that make you feel small. You don't need a reason beyond that. It's your feed, your head.
The garden metaphor. Your feed is a garden, and you get to choose what grows there. If a plant makes you miserable every time you look at it, you don't keep watering it. You pull it out. Same with accounts.
Second tool, keep your own score. I started writing down 3 things I did well at the end of each week. The done list, not the to-do list.
It's hard to feel like you're falling behind when you can see what you've actually done.
The done list. That's lovely. And it's the opposite of the scoreboard, isn't it? Your whiteboard shows what you haven't done compared to a monster. The done list shows what you have done compared to no one.
And you know what the strangest part is? The numbers. Likes, followers, views. We've turned attention into a score, and the score resets every single day. So you're always back at 0, always chasing yesterday's number.
A score that resets every morning. No wonder it never feels like enough. It's designed to never feel like enough. And we're all playing it with our phones in our hands.
Third tool, remember the word yet. It's tiny, but it changes everything. I can't do this yet. It turns a wall into a path. You're not failing, you're just not finished.
Yet is powerful, I'll give you that. But I also want to say something slightly uncomfortable. I used to hate the advice, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. I thought it sounded easy and smug. And then I tried it, and it turned out to be kind, gentle. Because yesterday me was tired and scared, and today me is here. That's a win.
That's the honest version. And here's the deepest thing I've learned. The people you envy, they're comparing themselves too. The classmate with the new job is probably comparing herself to someone with a bigger job. The influencer with the perfect life is comparing herself to a prettier influencer. The marathon runner is comparing himself to a faster marathon runner. Nobody is exempt.
Wow. So the whole world is a room full of people comparing themselves to each other, and most of them feel behind, which means that them on my whiteboard, they have a them too. The monster I built is someone else's monster.
I've never thought about it like that. My monster is someone else's monster. We're all losing to the same imaginary people. We should start a support group.
The Imaginary Rivals Anonymous Club. Meeting every Sunday, no whiteboards allowed. But seriously, that's the most comforting thing I've heard all episode. You're not alone in feeling behind. Everyone feels behind. That's the secret everyone's too busy feeling behind to notice.
And there's one more thing I've learned. Envy is information. If I envy someone's calm, maybe I need rest. If I envy their freedom, maybe I need a change. Envy isn't just a poison. It's a message about what you actually want.
Envy as a message. I like that. So instead of asking, why are they ahead of me, you ask, what do they have that I want? And that question turns comparison into a map. It shows you where to go.
And the people who seem the most confident, half of it is practice, and the other half is choosing what they look at. They're not people who never compare. They're people who've learned to point the comparison somewhere useful.
Point it somewhere useful. I like that. So the goal isn't to stop comparing. The goal is to be the one holding the pointer, not the one being pointed at. And there's a word for the healthy version. We say we look up to someone. It means we respect and admire them, but it's admiration, not competition.
That's a lovely distinction, looking up to someone versus measuring yourself against them. Looking up is inspiration. Measuring is competition. And the line between them decides whether someone lifts you or drains you. I want to be lifted, honestly. I've been drained enough.
And a role model shows you the path, but a rival just shows you their back. You can have 100 role models and still run only one race. The path is theirs. The running is yours. Nobody can run your race for you, no matter how much you admire them.
Okay, and I want to land on one more honest thing before we do the words. There are two kinds of days. The days you compare, and the days you notice you're not comparing. And on the days you're not comparing, that's the peace. It's not dramatic, it's just quiet, and it's worth protecting.
That's the real insight, I think. It's not that comparison goes away, it's that the gaps between comparing get longer. The quiet days get more frequent, and eventually, the scoreboard starts collecting dust.
Speaking of the scoreboard, we should do something about it before we finish. I can't leave here with a board that says I'm losing to a monster.
Oh, we'll deal with it. I have plans for that whiteboard. But first, you know what time it is. Time for Word Tour. For anyone new, this is where we slow down and take a proper look at the best words and phrases from today's conversation.
And today's crop is perfect for this topic. First word, measure up. It means to be as good as someone or something else, to reach the standard. Like, I never felt like I measured up to my sister.
And my example, he spent his whole life trying to measure up to his father and never realized he'd already passed him. It's the exact feeling of your scoreboard, Emma, the constant check of, am I good enough?
Second word, fall behind. It means to fail to keep up, to get left behind by progress or by other people. Example, I feel like I'm falling behind everyone my age.
And a softer one, don't worry about falling behind. You're on your own path, not theirs. Notice how flexible it is. You can fall behind in work, in fitness, in life. Very useful word.
Third word, keep up with. It means to stay at the same level as someone, to not fall behind them. And you already know the classic, keeping up with the Joneses.
My example, I'm exhausted trying to keep up with my friends' travel plans. And the nice thing about keep up with, it's everywhere. Keep up with the news. Keep up with your studies. Keep up with your classmates.
Fourth word, highlight reel. A reel is a collection of short videos, and a highlight reel is the best moments, carefully chosen. In our conversation, it's the perfect description of social media. Example, I keep forgetting that her posts are a highlight reel.
And mine, stop comparing your behind the scenes to everyone's highlight reel. That's the sentence of the episode, honestly. It's the whole lesson in one line.
And the last one, look up to. It means to respect and admire someone and to want to be like them. Example, I've always looked up to my grandfather. And remember what we said, looking up is inspiration, not competition.
Exactly. 5 words, measure up, fall behind, keep up with, highlight reel, look up to. Now my favorite part, say it better. For anyone new, we take a basic sentence, admit it's perfectly fine, and then upgrade it into the kind of English native speakers actually use.
Sentence 1, the basic version. My brother is better than me at sports. And honestly, nothing wrong with this sentence. It's clear, it's correct, and everyone will understand you.
But say it better. I can't measure up to my brother at sports. See the upgrade? Measure up to, from our word tour, captures the whole feeling of comparison in 3 words. It's not just better than me, it's I keep trying to reach his level, and I feel like I can't.
And it sounds like the feeling, not just the fact. Next, basic. I feel like people my age are more successful than me. Totally fine, but say it better. I feel like I'm falling behind people my age.
Falling behind, from word tour, is the natural way to describe that creeping feeling of being left behind. It's shorter, it's more visual, and it's exactly what a native speaker would say when they're being honest about it.
Next, basic. I always try to have the same things as my friends. Nothing wrong with it, but say it better. I'm always trying to keep up with my friends.
Keep up with, word tour word, turns 3 awkward clauses into 1 smooth phrase, and it comes with the whole idea attached, the running, the effort, the Joneses. Native speakers will hear that and know exactly what you mean.
Next, basic. On social media, people show only their best moments. Clear and correct. But say it better. On social media, everyone posts their highlight reel.
Highlight reel, our 4th word, does the heavy lifting. It's vivid, it's modern, and it instantly describes the whole phenomenon. You'll hear it everywhere now, and you'll sound like you've known it for years.
And the last one? Basic. I really respect and admire my grandmother. Perfectly good. But say it better. I really look up to my grandmother. Warm, human, and ready to use.
Look up to, our 5th word, is the natural, everyday way to say respect and admire. It's warmer and more personal, and it's the kind of phrase that makes your English feel human instead of textbook. 5 upgrades, 5 word tour words. That's the system.
Okay, now, the whiteboard. Bring it here, Jake. I promised I had plans for it.
Don't hurt it. It's been through a lot.
Watch closely. I'm erasing the them column. All of it. The monster, the 4 languages, the marathon, gone.
Wait, are you sure? That's actually yes. I've been staring at that column for months. It's like a weight coming off the board.
And now, the me column. I'm renaming it. Instead of me, it says me yesterday. and next to it, a brand new column, Me Today.
You've turned my comparison chart into a growth chart. That's either genius or very passive-aggressive. Honestly, both. I love it.
Because that's the only comparison that's fair, Jake. You versus yesterday you. Everything else is noise. Meaningless information that just distracts you from your own race.
And that's the phrase I'm taking with me today. Run your own race. I've heard it 100 times, but I never felt it until this whiteboard. From now on, the only runner I'm watching is the one in my lane. Same board, completely different game.
And the phrase I'm taking? Behind the scenes versus highlight reel. Every time I catch myself scrolling and feeling small, I'm going to say it out loud. That's their highlight reel. This is my behind the scenes. They're not the same thing. It's become my little reset button, and it takes 5 seconds to press.
And for everyone listening who's got their own them column, the friend, the colleague, the influencer, this one's for you. Your behind the scenes is a real life. Their highlight reel is a show. Don't let a show make you feel small.
And if this episode felt useful, or if you laughed at my whiteboard makeover, consider subscribing to the podcast. It's free, it helps us keep making these conversations, and honestly, we read the comments, and your messages genuinely keep us going.
We really do read them, and they genuinely make our week. So tell us, who's on your them column? What comparison do you keep making? And what's your run your own race moment? We'd love to hear it.
And one small challenge before we go. This week, when you catch yourself comparing, pause and ask one question. Am I comparing my today to my yesterday, or my behind the scenes to their highlight reel? That one question can change the whole day.
That's the whole episode in a question. And it's the kindest question you can ask yourself, honestly. Because most of the time, the answer shows you that you're not actually behind. You're just watching the wrong runner.
And with that, take care, keep learning, keep speaking. And remember, the only score that matters is the one you write for yourself. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. And from now on, when you look at my whiteboard, it's not them versus me anymore. It's yesterday me versus today me. And today me, he's doing just fine.
He's doing better than fine. He's finally stopped checking the other lane.
See you next time, everyone. And if you're still comparing yourself to someone today, close the app, pick up a pen, and write down 3 things you did well this week. That's your real score. Take care.